the chairman of your State Amateur Boxing Association. I guess you are surprised as well. We need to clear the issue so that we can be on the same page. You know, sports, like I used to say, is live. We need to clear the controversy. So with me in the studio, Baron Akintunde, the chairman of your State Amateur Boxing Association. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Raymond.
Yeah, welcome on board.
Thank you very much.
Okay, quickly, let's go to the first segment where you need to know your guest. So, who is Baron Akintunde? Lateef Akintunde Okpaleye, popularly known as Baron Akintunde, is a native of Ibadan from Okefoko Shakupon compound. Went to elementary school at Agbeni Methodist Primary School. And for further, his secondary school at Adventist Grammar School in Ede. He's presently the chairman of Baron Akintunde and Company, Subcont Associates, and of course Subcont Hydro Resources. He's a big fan of Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Rocky Marciano, Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Ince, Roberto Duran, and of course Ian McTaggart. When you hear those names, just know it's simply boxing, and nothing else but boxing. In the late 90s, he was awarded a certificate by the late Chief Francis Ayegbeni for his boxing support and of course patronage. And of course in 2010, he was appointed the chairman of your State Boxing Association. He was appointed the chairman of your State Amateur Boxing Association in 2010. And of course, he was appointed once again in 2018. So does Amateur Boxing Association exist in your state? This afternoon, we get to hear from the horse's mouth. And we look deeper into it. Why that bold statement? A lot we need to talk about. Of course, you can be part of the show anywhere you are. You can watch us live on Pensioners FM 106.7. That is on Facebook, Pensioners FM 106.7. And of course, you can listen to us live anywhere you are as well. You can tell someone to tell someone. www.pensioners1067fm.com www.pensioners1067fm.com and you'll be live. Time to get to action. Enough of pre-match formalities. Let's go to the discussion proper. Go straight to the discussion proper. But before then, let me just ask my guest, what is boxing to you?
Thank you very much. Boxing to me is an avenue, to let off it. It's an avenue of recreation, and I have a deep passion for it. In fact, I won't say it's part of my life, major part of my life.
Part of your life?
Yes.
So without boxing?
I can't imagine what will it be? Because I'm passionate about it and I've done a lot to contribute to the development of the sport, of the game.
Okay, so you have contributed a lot to the development of the game.
Of course.
Within your state, and of course?
It's not a matter of boasting. I've contributed my own
little
quota.
All right.
To be modest.
So let's go to the controversial issue. Last week, like I said, Banji Adeleke, who is the Secretary of Nigerian Boxing Association, Nigerian referee in Oyo State, said no boxing association in Oyo State. We need to listen to this. As at today,
no boxing association in Oyo State.
Then I would say because of no boxing association, that is why there's a
boxing association in Oyo State as at today.
No boxing
association, I repeat.
As at today.
As at today, no boxing association in Oyo State.
Then I would say because of no boxing. You heard that well, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Last weekend,
All right.
Banji Adeleke, he said, as at today, that was last week, no boxing association in Oyo State.
Well, the person you are mentioning, you mentioned is
It's the Secretary of Nigerian Referee Boxing Association Oyo State chapter.
referee.
Yes.
But we don't belong to the same association. They have their own association and we have our own association. I mean, duly recognized by the Oyo State government. We have NBF, Nigerian Boxing Federation. We are affiliated to them. And we are even under the direct supervision of Oyo State Sport Council, under the able leadership of our new General Manager, Mr. Makinde. You can confirm from me whether there is an association for boxing or not.
But for him to have come out and make that bold statement, you said you don't belong to the same association. Definitely, the referees. In that, he said, like I said, the Secretary of Nigerian Referee Boxing. Now, the word boxing ties both of you together. You're the chairman of Oyo State Amateur Boxing. He's the secretary, referee. Boxing in court still come together. So something ties both of you together. For him to have come out and said boldly, it was a bold statement, that there is no boxing association, then there is something missing somewhere.
I'm not used to being. I don't pretend. I know the reason why he must have uttered that statement, but I wouldn't want to dwell much on it.
There's a need to dwell on it because that is the reason I brought you down here. If I don't want you to dwell much on it, I would have called you and said you should come down because it's a controversy.
All right. You know, when I was appointed as the chairman of Oyo State Boxing Association in 2010,
okay.
What I found on the ground, I discovered that there is factions, particularly two major factions.
Between who and who?
The government recognized one, that is Oyo State Boxing, Oyo State Amateur Boxing Association.
The government recognized association?
Exactly. Okay. And there's another one, Ibadan, and it's Environ.
Okay.
That one, is not recognized.
Ibadan is Environ.
And it's an Environ. I mean, as far as I'm concerned,
that is two major fractions. That is two. One is representing Ibadan and its Environ. The other one is shadowing everything called Oyo State.
Yes,
okay, good.
Thank you, my brother.
We're getting somewhere.
Yeah. So when I came in, I discovered that they are being given the support.
The Ibadan is Environ.
By Papa. Coach Muili.
Okay, Chief Muili Ojo.
Chief Muili Ojo. I found out that he was behind the group, and I tried as much as possible.
That was far back as 2010.
Way back 2010, 2011.
Okay.
I make an overture to him, friendly overture. That Papa, what's the problem? I want an association for everybody. One association.
Okay.
I don't like a factionalized thing. I don't want to be a head of a faction of an association. I want to be the head of the
The
boxing
old boxing,
in
amateur boxing in Oyo State.
in Oyo State. And I tried my possible best to appeal to Papa that whatever that might have been happening between him and
Other association.
between him and the so to say people from
The amateur boxing.
no, from Oyo State Sport Council.
Okay.
That I'm not interested in that. Papa, let's be one. Even there was a time I was invited to his birthday. I went there. I even in collaboration with some of his boys, organized a boxing tournament to celebrate that birthday.
The birthday.
Birthday, yes. I think way back, say 2014 or 15. I can't remember precisely.
Okay.
I tried all I could as a younger person to him, and he's been in
the game for long.
for a very long time.
Definitely.
So he deserved the respect.
Yes.
And I tried my best, but he's not satisfied.
So the problem now, if I get you right,
Yeah.
is the fact that Oyo State Sport Council recognized Amateur Boxing Association in Oyo State, which is where you are the chairman.
Yes.
And as the fight now is between the Boxing Association and the Ibadan
and his
as the environment.
yeah.
That is where the faction lies,
Exactly.
which you have tried to
To reconcile
a lot of time,
a lot of time,
and it didn't work.
honestly.
Okay, that is part one. Now, I said Banjaleke is for the referees.
All right.
And for him to have come on board to say such, is not for whether the Ibadan is Environment Association or the Oyo State Amateur Boxing. Now, as for a referee to come out, or let me just say, what is the relationship between Oyo State Amateur Boxing Association and, of course, the referees, the boxing referees in Oyo State?
You see, the relationship supposed to be symbiotic. You know what I mean? We are supposed to be working hand
in hand.
If we organize a boxing tournament, it is compulsory according to the boxing regulation that the members of
The referees
should
come on board.
And supervise. Superintend the fight as judges, as referee. I think that is that's the relationship. And for another areas where we could,
come together
and do things.
But has there been a cordial relationship?
When I came in, at a point it seems as if we are getting it right.
Okay.
But along the line, boy, you saw he kind of gossip, whatever they will say. They are uttered certain statements, and then Papa Willie said this and all that stuff. That is the actual reason why we couldn't really come together.
So are we saying now that the referees
Yeah.
in Oyo State
Yeah.
are taking sides to Ibadan's environment while leaving you out of it?
Yes, I might say partly you are correct, but they are mandated by rules and regulation of the boxing sport that they should manage. They should provide for judges and referees.
Yes.
For whatever events or boxing tournaments
Can be on ground.
That is on ground. At times they will cooperate with us, and sometimes
they won't.
They won't
because
of the animosity. Because of the.
So this animosity have been on ground since 2010.
No, far beyond 2010. I think they've been on it. From God.
Even before you came on board.
Before I came on board.
Wow.
And when I came on board, I tried my best to make sure I reconcile everybody. I call everybody together and make things.
Boxing in your state. Okay, we go further. The ethics and the rules that guide the formation of any sport association.
Yeah.
Does the amateur boxing association, does it fit in to all these ethics?
Come again, please.
The ethics that guide, the rules that guides
the boxing.
any sporting association, not just boxing now.
Okay.
Maybe athletics association, volleyball, golf. Talk about it. It's aquatic.
Yeah.
Does the amateur boxing
All right.
also meet all these ethics?
Of course. Even our own is even more stricter than those of other associations because of the danger inherent in the game of boxing. There are a lot of rules that must be observed before a fight could be staged, for boxing programs, whatever should be
Could be done.
Could be done. We have a lot of rules.
Okay, do you have among the board members? Maybe I should go straight up. Who are part of the board members that you heard?
You mean in Oyo State?
Yes.
I'm the chairman. My secretary is a civil servant. It's Mr. Moses Agbeyo.
Okay.
He works with the Oyo State Sport Council.
Okay.
The normal rules is that any association the secretary should be a staff
of the Oyo State Sport Council. Okay.
So he is the secretary. I have Lanre Agiri, he's a sport journalist too.
Okay.
It's within my. Then this lady Bola Ayebini.
All right.
Yeah, she's very, very active, and she has contributed.
So how many people? You've mentioned like 3, 4. How many people altogether in the board?
You see, we should be more than 10, but those of us that are active are not. Our people, they are not always keen on something that wouldn't bring
money.
Money, yes. So.
But presently, how many are the functioning members?
Just about 5 of us.
5.
Yes.
Alone.
Then one Tokunbo Ladipo is also active. He's an active member too.
According to reports that I gathered, Oyo State Amateur Boxing is run like a private organization. Is that true?
Who is running it as a private organization?
All I mean is...
Okay, let me answer you. Yes or no? No.
Detached away from government matters.
That's not true. That couldn't be true. Because most of our activities, training and tournaments are being staged at Adamasiba Sport Complex, which belongs to the government.
Okay.
Yeah. And if they are talking of the Go TV, whatever, we are just supporting them. We give them the Go TV things. The Go TV fights are professional fights.
No,
where we just, because of for the sake of our boxers, we want them to turn pro. So we exactly. So we try as much as possible to encourage Go TV.
To bring fight down,
fight down to Ibadan. So if they are complaining of that, I don't think.
So in short, Oyo State Amateur Boxing Association now, well registered under Oyo State government, in which the Sport Council is the head, and every activities going within the Amateur Boxing Association is well known by the GM or the Oyo State Sport Council in general.
Of course. Also, I've told you that our secretary
works
with them. So whatever that is happening in the association will be conveyed to the Sport Council. It's automatic.
Okay, for the past a year or two, can you just give us one of those events or things you've done for the past 1 year or two? You were appointed in 2018 since you came back on board.
Yeah. It was then. It was after then we collaborated with GoTV concerning the talent hunt, which they named the Next Generation.
Next Generation.
Yes, we actually don't let me use partnership. We supported them.
Okay.
To make sure the thing was a success. So many boxers came from all over the country, and a lot of talents were discovered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apart from GoTV, which one again? Which other events?
Apart from, our boy is going for some national boxing competitions and games. We have at a particular time of the year we used to have like sport competition apart from national sports
festival. Apart from that,
yes.
Okay.
We have competitions. We might be invited to other states. Some are organized by Nigerian Boxing Federation.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and the reason why we have a low, we go low tempo, first and foremost, the political atmosphere
and everything
actually affected our activities. Campaign period, elections, whatever, all those things normally have impact on the activities of sporting, outfits. Sporting, yes.
Okay, Oyo State has at least, if I'm correct, 6 zones.
Yeah.
And you are the chairman outside Ibadan now. Okay, Ibapa, Ogbomoso, coaches, and of course personnel handling boxing over there. Do you have any kind of rapport with that? I believe you are the chairman, so you should know.
I must be honest with you. Most of our activities are always concentrated in Ibadan for obvious reasons. Most times for lack of funds. We love to take things, activities to other zones, but
are there designated coaches?
Yeah.
Personnel in other zones? Are there coaches there?
Of course, under the payroll of Oyo State.
How many coaches per zone? How many coaches are in each zone?
Usually one.
And
an assistant.
Okay. Working there
full time.
And giving you reports.
Exactly. Giving reports to
the Oyo State Sport Council.
Sport Council, yeah. Not directly to us.
And are talent being discovered at all? Are there records of talent discovery in these zones?
That is a continuous thing. We are discovering talents every day on weekly basis. We have a lot of raw, talents. We have a lot of boys, determined ones, talented ones that are looking for opportunity to become somebody in life. And they are very passionate about the game. Because despite the fact that they are not actually well remunerated, even if paid at all, but yet they put in their life. We have a lot of them, and that is even the reason why I encourage our relationship with the GoTV, because if you train amateurs without the prospect of them becoming professionals, it's a wasteful.
With this fraction happening right now, between Oyo State amateur boxing and of course the background environment. How have you managed to, the continuous progress? How have you been able to manage it?
You mean despite the fact that we are not relating well
with each other? Because Ibadan will lay claims to the fact that these are my boxers. You will lay claim to the fact that these are my own boxers.
I personally, I don't always encourage, will I call it discrimination?
Because two kings cannot really land.
But
right now, there are two kings.
Who?
According to you, the Ibadanese environment.
Yeah.
And
actually, do I call them faction per se? They are just renegade. They are not recognized by anybody other than within themselves. We have affiliation with Nigerian Boxing Federation, and by that we are member of IBA, International Boxing Federation. Yes. I please ask them whether they belong to, whether those bodies recognize them. Apart from government, apart from Oyo State government, apart from Oyo State Sport Council, you can ask them the next time you are opportune to.
I had a chat with Pamu Iliojo, who is the chairman of Ibadan's Environ.
Yeah.
He said boxing association amateur has not been functioning, non-functioning. Said, I'm going to play the concert, the inserts very soon. He said it's not functioning.
He's entitled to his opinion, with all the respect. But I know, and I have the evidence. There are evidences that Oyo State Amateur Boxing Association is functioning and it exists.
To what Pamuli has to say about non-functioning.
Non-functioning. I confirm it that it's non-functioning. I cannot have anything they cannot have anything to show that for the past 1 or 2 years that they have held any meeting. And apart from that, how many of them are on that board? What has been the involvement of the associations in the various activities? I don't want to.
You've listened to that.
Of course.
He said non-functioning. How many of them are on that board? I don't want to have anything to do with them. It shows how deep that fraction is between both sides. He's a respected man, I know. Okay. First man to be to 6 different Olympics as a judge,
of course,
boxing judge. The only man till now,
of course,
in the world. So respectedly, I know. So definitely, but then looking at his statement, it's like I said, these are bold statements. And as a chairman, it's like a scar, not only on you, but then I have the Sport Council as well. So I believe some might even be listening. So there need to be clarification so that the people of your state, sports, it's something that generates a lot of interest. It cannot be tampered with. That is why I needed it to be well cleared. This fraction, if possible, we put it aside so that so that it can grow. Because if there are fractions, definitely no unity, no good.
You've asked a question concerning activities of the association within the last 2
Yes.
years, and I've given you the reason. Because of the political atmosphere, the whole of 2019, we all know what happened. The whole of that year was used for election. Then even 2018 campaign, 2019 election, then change of power from one administration to another. All those things normally affect the activities of any government-related organization. There is no way you want to do things without the support of
The government?
of your principal, which happens to be the government. It's not that easy.
Okay.
Even if you are not looking for money from them, yet the officials has to be part of the program.
Let me open the phone lines quickly because so the phone line people know 0908 111 1067 0908 111 1067 or 0808 010 1067 or 0808 010 1067. It is Sport Drill on Pensioners FM, and we are dealing with boxing, the controversial topic that says no boxing association in Oyo State. And I have the chairman with me, Akintunde, who is the chairman of Amateur Boxing Oyo State, trying to clear the issue, that controversial issue that is on ground. Like I said, 0908 111 1067 or 0808 010 1067, or you can send me a message on WhatsApp as well, 0902 672 1042 0902 672 1042. That's a WhatsApp message. You don't have to call that line. Let me go back to when you were first appointed. You are just appointed or through election in 2010.
2010 by appointment.
Let's pick this call. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you calling from?
How are you?
I'm fine. Coach Adejumo.
Yes.
You're welcome on board.
Yes, thank you. I really want to appreciate the chairman of the boxing association right now. You've been doing very well. But my point of view is that you should try as much as possible to settle the rift between the association and the environment. Because that environment, the people at the environment, they are also supporting vendors of boxing in Oyo State. So if you could try as much as possible to see what you could do to make sure that you brought them very close to get into the next one. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Coach Adejumo. That's Coach Adejumo, Amber coach in Oyo State. He said you should try as much as possible. You can't have a rift lasting over 10 years. He said you should try as much as possible because he said people relate also with Ibadan and its environment. And like you said, it's like the referees are also mostly part supporting the Ibadan and its environment. That shows how, should I use the word powerful now, that faction is over a state association, which should not be.
They are not stronger than us, even on the ground. Because apart from Ibadan, even their name Ibadan and his environ has limited their scope to
just Ibadan alone.
Just Ibadan alone.
But we all know that boxing mainly happens, like you said, majorly in Ibadan. So if you conquer Ibadan, you're as good as conquering Oyo State as a whole. Let's pick this call as well. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Mr. Emmanuel Ofiore, and I'm calling from Sasha.
Okay, you're welcome on board, Mr. Emmanuel.
Thank you very much. With the issue on ground, I greet the chairman. The issue on ground is this. We all know the nature of our country and our state in particular. When the first election was held, if we have the chairman of Ibadan and its environment with all those qualifications and experiences, why was he left out? He would have been made the chairman. If he had been made the chairman, we wouldn't have had all these issues we are now having today. So the right peg was not put in the right hole. That's why we are having this contention. Even though the present man here now will try, but that rip will still be there. Thank you very much.
You can answer.
Okay, let me answer his question. I want to. Pamuli Ojo happens to be former chairman of the association.
Okay.
So I learned. And I mean, Yoruba people said, you use your own time.
You use your own time.
Somebody else will come. So he can't be there.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello. So which it was a former chairman.
Of course, yeah.
And you can't continue forever, definitely. So you needed a new person on ground. That was in 2010. Your first appointment.
Before 2010.
Okay.
He was one of our former.
Who was the chairman before you?
Honestly, I'm sorry.
Let's pick this call. Let's pick this call. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Your name and where you calling from, please?
Hello.
Sorry, you're on a live program. Okay, you said the chairman before you. Who was the chairman before you?
I can't recollect, but I know Pamuli Ojo was a former chairman of the association.
Okay.
And he was there for several years too.
Okay.
So, and I think when the time comes, you just have to
let go of it.
Let go of it. And somebody else then.
Okay, so somebody else must come on board.
I mean, that should be. I mean, that
do you have a clue of when Ibadan's environment has been on ground?
To be honest with you, I met them on ground.
When you were the chairman, you met them on ground?
Oh, yes. There's no reason why I should be pretending that I don't know whether they are. No, they are on the ground.
Okay. Hello?
Hello.
0908-111-1067 or 008-010-1067. Our last caller, just like he said it is possibly because the rightful person is not on the throne.
He has been there before. So
how do we go about solving this fraction now?
Well,
how do we make sure that we have one body, we have unity, the referees are on par, are in connection now? Because boxing has to do with technicalities. You can't do without the referees. Definitely. If you have to host any tournament today, the referee must be on ground. Without them, no fight.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. So how do we go about putting all things together and having just one body?
I've told you when we are starting this program that I've tried my best.
Maybe we have to try more now.
No,
because we can't put the people of your state in limbo. There might be a good boxer out there. You know what fight can cost.
There are, of course. Even during this Go TV talent on something, I made sure they were invited. Everybody was there. I didn't discriminate. We didn't limit the program to
one part.
No, everybody was invited.
Okay, everybody was invited. Maybe I have to make a point of call to the chairman, Ibadan's environment, because I feel there's a need to solve this. Let's pick this call before I speak. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Sorry, once again, Mr. Emmanuel on the line.
Okay, welcome back, sir.
Yeah, I had to call in because I'm a very passionate person about boxing too.
Okay, sir.
So when we have things like this, in places where structures are not kept in place, this is what happens. Now, if we have structures in place from time, the chairman should have a reign. Is it 2 years, 3 years before another one comes in? You don't just put a structure or a system in place. You don't have duration. With time, people age. And
Yes.
with time, new things come up. There should be a limit or a year. You come in for 4 years,
You go.
produce what you have to produce, and go. If they have this in place, what is happening now to boxing in Oyo State will not be happening. Because right now, within Oyo State, every local government has its own boxing unit. At the end of the day, the so-called Ibadan, whatever, we organize a boxing tournament. Meanwhile, the state government's own chairman will not be able to do that. You now announce the boxers of Ibadan, local, whatever, into the state. Then that's where you now say, "Is my boy? Is not my boy." There has to be a structure on ground to clear this. Once this structure is on ground, the problem of not associating with the referee will not come up. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. That is inside. That was incisive, definitely. He talked about structures, of course, and I think a way forward. But then, before I go there, let me pick this call again. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Raymond.
Hello, good afternoon, Pa Muiliojo.
I am Muili Ojo.
Welcome aboard, sir.
Well done. No. I want to thank my brother for his speech.
It's good to know, sir.
Sir. Sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
How are you?
I'm very fine.
I've listened to the program. Raymond, but my concern is my name has been dragged into the mud. And it has been personalized against Muili Ojo. And by the grace of God, I've been on the national level in this country 57 years ago. And by the grace of God, I'm been on the international level 52 years ago. And whatever happens to that name will be read, known, and exposed to all the peoples in the whole world. And therefore, I want to ask you, Raymond, that the next program should be rescheduled for May. The Alhaji Adeleke and the chairman and his representatives to be there.
I was about calling that out before you called in. That was exactly what I wanted to do. That we need you, need the referees, need the chairman or just the sport council, Mr. Gwega Mamakinde, and even if possible, the commissioner of youth and sport of your state, all together in the building next week, because we have to iron this out and have one body.
I think it is very, very necessary, and it's quite a pity that it saddens me a lot with many things Baron has said, dragging my name into the mud and connecting me with the issue of Ibadan. Baron is opposing. I've been opposing them. I've been doing this. I've been doing that.
Not to misunderstand me, sir.
Please, sir. By the grace of God, let that meeting be called.
All right.
And everything will be turned open into the public.
No problem, sir.
For the public to know. I know what I did to cover your state boxing association shop when they had some problems with the Alakin and others.
Maybe we talk that.
But it's a pity that this boxing matter has degenerated to this level. And I have a duty to protect my name, which is known all over the world. And if I've gotten to that stage, I think the right thing for me is to come out at this age of mine Why should I hide any feelings or otherwise? So I'm pleading, and you please ask your management that this meeting be dragged further, that all people concerned should sit at that table with you to expose to the whole public
No problem, sir.
what has happened, what is happening, and what he has said. I am not ready to judge whether he's the right person to be there or not. And I ask God to judge me if I have been against his administration. Internally, he knows what I have done.
Sir.
To support him.
All
But that
right,
is
sir.
not for this person.
All right, sir.
Everything will be exposed when we get there.
All right,
Please
sir.
let me know if that program will be fixed.
Definitely, I
And
will communicate with you.
Please contact all stakeholders in that respect. Please.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
That's what I want to pray. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. (12:51) Sports Drill and Pensioners 106.7 FM. Agbarigo Nireke in the city of Ibadan. Definitely, this is the voice of liberation. And of course, the program to look deeply into grassroots sport development in Oyo State. That is the main thing. Sport is life. It has a lot of signature in our lives if properly channeled, structured, and well arranged. So, sir, you heard Pamuli Ojo saying he's ready to come down. I was just about saying that I will need him in the studio and order. So it's like I don't need to draw much on it again. We'll have to go as soon as possible, of course. But then I will need you here next week, sir.
All right.
And of course, before I made next week contact, Chief Muli Ojo, who is a former chairman of Oyo State Amateur Boxing Association, and of course the chairman in Ibadan and his environment boxing, also should please come down next week Saturday on the program. And of course the chairman of Oyo State Sports Council, Mr. Gboyega Makinde, also will be needed in the studio next week. And of course the secretary of Oyo State Boxing Referee,
Moses Agbeyo.
no, secretary. No, you are talking about secretary. I'm talking about referees now. But Alhaji Banji Adeleke also will be needed in the studio. You can also bring your secretary as well
Okay.
down, and if possible, even the chairman of the Boxing Referee Association of Oyo State. Definitely, as much as we can have next week, because whether we like it or not, this is a faction that have existed for long, and nobody is putting blame on anybody. All we need to do is let's come together, build that bond bridge, have one mind and unity, and let's lift sport up. That is the most important thing as far as I'm concerned. Any other thing? And of course, we try also and get across to the sports commissioner to see if he can also be around, because we need to amend this. This can't continue. So you heard me right.
Okay. Yeah.
So next week is another date.
By the grace of God.
So you've been listening to Baron Akintunde, who is definitely the chairman of your state amateur boxing association, on the controversial issue, no boxing association in your state. And of course, next week will be another date, but then on a more deeper level now, where we're going to have a set of dignitaries in the studio to look deeply into this. Of course, the masses also have a lot to say. You heard Mr. Emmanuel speaking and saying a land without structure will definitely have cases like this. Next week definitely will be another time to go deeper and deeper into the situation, and let's see how much we can amend the bridge in boxing and of course sport in general, because whether we like it or not, the talents in Oyo State must not waste. COVID-19 or no COVID-19, it doesn't stop building the bridges at hand. Many thanks to my producer Babatunde Tiamiyo, and of course my DC on duty Babatunde Obideyi, Babafemi Obideyi. Of course, the engineer that allow you to watch us live on Facebook and every other thing, Mr. Akinde Emmanuel. Thanks to everyone who have listened, to all those who have called in, and of course everybody on Facebook. I can see Prince Adeoye Adebusoye, I can see Kafa Rapture Adewale, and many others. ECOWAS Farmers, Nuruddin Alimi. Thanks all. Until next time, next week, when we go deeper into this issue, talking about boxing in your state. Like I say, the sport is live. Always endeavor to exercise your heart. Stay safe from COVID-19. And of course, have a beautiful weekend. I remain the sports illuminator, Raymond Tulokwe. So keep it locked down, pensioners 106.7 FM. God bless you.